especially for some of us in Nigeria, you want to japa, you want to leave the country. You're thinking about, how do I leave this country? Hello, evergreen lovers. So good to have you again here. This is Journey to 50. Good to have you here. Thanks for subscribing, for liking and commenting, for sharing. I love you so much. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do so. This place is just beautiful. We learn a lot. It's just an amazing place to learn, to grow, to unlearn, to evolve. Everything about lifestyle, business, life experiences, unfiltered. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about travels, okay? Some of us in Africa, especially for some of us in Nigeria, you want to japa, you want to leave the country. You're thinking about, how do I leave this country? For some people, you have been scammed several times, and you're thinking about, how is the best way to leave, to travel to different countries. If you're a travel lover like me, you don't want to be doing all those, going to the embassy all the time to submit your documents. Every time you're going to the embassy, you're submitting documents, you're preparing documents, you're doing everything. You just want to carry your bag and say, oh God, I want to go to Italy today. I carry my bag, bam. Italy, here I come. I want to go to maybe Switzerland. I carry my bag. Switzerland, here I come. That is the kind of life I want to live. I don't know about you, but it is just the best life when you're able to travel to anywhere without restrictions. You're not thinking about going to the embassy to queue up, to prepare documents, bank statement, utility bill, proof of fund, different things all the time. Okay, and especially if you're a business person, you should be thinking about global. I tell people that the world has become a global beast, a global world. You can operate from anywhere, no restrictions. The limitation we have is always in our mind. Okay, I am from Nigeria, I want to stick in Nigeria. Yes, it's good to have a good home tie, but then you should also think about that the world is big, the borders has been broken, it has become a global world, a global village. So you can't just restrict yourself to Nigeria. You could do your business all over Nigeria, and the best way to do your business is to get a system that allows you to do that. So I'm going to be talking about a system that allows you to be able to travel to over 173 countries visa free. Imagine that. You could travel to all the European countries visa free, different countries, all the Caribbean countries visa free, all the South American countries visa free. What if you have that system, a passport that allows you to do that with ease? Okay, there are different ways to achieving this result. The other day I saw on the news a travel consultant that spent $150,000 to get St. Kitts and Nevis passports to allow him to be able to travel around the world. It was a wise investment, because if you think about the amount of money you're spending going to the embassy all the time you have to wait, the anxiety, everything put together, you found out that it was worth it. It was way more than worth it. But I could actually tell you a system that you don't need to spend that much and still achieve even a better result. Get a passport that is even stronger than St. Kitts and Nevis passports. So I'm talking about Brazil. Brazil is a fantastic country. I was actually in Brazil in 2020 before COVID started. I went there in January and I was there for like 6 weeks. I left, before the COVID issue became very bad. I think I got back around the ending of February, and lockdown started in March. Okay, so I escaped the lockdown in Brazil, but Brazil was amazing. The people are quite nice people. I was able to attend their carnival. That carnival was just something, and it was extraordinary. Like that carnival was just something that is an experience that is worth having. Everybody should experience. So being in Brazil was beautiful. The people are nice. Food is everywhere. When it comes to agriculture, Brazil is among the top countries that are doing well in agriculture. They are the #1 beef producers. If you go to Brazil, like, you'll see beef hanging everywhere, shops, big shop is just beef that they're selling. And their beef is just something else. I'll tell you somebody, I don't know, there's something about this Brazil beef. It was just beautiful, soft, sweet, and nice. Different from the beef we use here. Like, if you eat Brazil beef, like, wow, it's soft. If you're cooking it within 30 minutes, 35 minutes, it's done. And the taste is beautiful. So Brazil was just a beautiful country. I enjoyed my stay there. I enjoyed the experiences I had there, the places I was able to visit in Brazil. So for me, Brazil is now my next thing now, how to get Brazilian passports, okay? Because Brazil passports allows you the opportunity to travel to over 150 country visa free, and then about 30 something country visa on arrival. So altogether you get over 170 country visa free with Brazil passport. Brazil passport is one of the strong passports we have, and also one of the passports that is a bit relatively easy to get. If you talk about Canadian passport, there's a long process to get Canadian passport. If you talk about US passport, longer process. Talk about UK passport, long process. Okay, talk about Australia passport, the same thing. Japan passport is very strong, but also a very long process to get Japan passport. But Brazil passport, not like it's that you can just pick it on the floor, but it's better, it's easy. So ways to get Brazil passport: first, by childbirth. You could go to Brazil and give birth. Give birth in Brazil, and you're your way to getting your passport, okay? Once you give birth in Brazil, your child gets a Brazilian passport, and you get a 10 years resident permit, which can be renewed every 10 years. So for the next 10 years, you don't need to go to Brazil embassy to go and submit documents. Your residency will be renewed every 10 years. Normally, before now, if you have Brazil residency through childbirth, after 4 years, you get to apply for their passport. You have to do an examination. After the examination, if you pass, it's a Portuguese examination. They'll ask you some questions in Portuguese. After you have been able to pass, then you get issued a Brazilian passport. Okay, normally the exam is always hard. It's quite some easy questions, because since you want to become a Brazilian, you want to have a Brazil passport, that means you should be able to speak our language. So they will ask you some basic questions in Portuguese. After that, you're issued a passport. But since after COVID, if you give birth in Brazil and you get a residence permit, after 1 year, you can apply for Brazil passport. So that means actually in 1 year, you can actually be on your way to getting your Brazilian passport. Is that also fantastic? That is one way of getting Brazil passport. Another way is through marriage. You can marry a Brazilian and you get Brazil resident permits. Okay, so Brazil have beautiful people, fine men. Their men are actually very handsome, and they have very fine women. We already know that Brazilians and Mexicans are beautiful people, very beautiful, very handsome. So you can actually marry a Brazilian, and you could actually marry a Brazilian and get their resident permit. And then also, just like the way it happens with giving birth in Brazil, you also get a 10 years residence permit that can be renewed every 10 years. And beyond that, after 4 years too, you could actually apply for your passport and get issued Brazilian passport. Okay, you have to also do the same exam, the same way you do with childbirth. Also, with COVID, there was also a change for people that also get married in Brazil. You can now apply for your passport after 1 year. Okay, so there's a way you could get married in Brazil, or people have different shortcuts of doing that. So if you're interested to do that, there are different ways of doing that. If you don't want to marry like that, there are also a way people are able to cut the corners and also get to achieve the same thing without spending as much as 150,000. You don't even spend 10% of that money to achieve the same results to get Brazil's passport. So for me, Brazil is one of the best passports you can think about getting now, because the pathway to getting Brazil passport is easier than any other country you can think about. Okay, or you can do an investment in Brazil. Another way is to do an investment in Brazil. If you're able to invest up to $250,000 in Sao Paulo, I think in Rio de Janeiro is a bit it's about $220,000. If you're able to invest that much money in that country, you get your resident permit. What's that amount? You get a permanent residency that can also be renewed every 10 years, and then after 4 years you apply for your Brazil passport. So these are simple ways you can actually achieve your Brazilian passport effortlessly. So if you're pregnant, think about going to Brazil to give birth. If you're looking to marry a white person, think about doing that in Brazil. So that you can actually get this passport that allows you to travel to over 173 countries visa free. So this update, I hope it helps you. If you need more information, more consulting on how to go about this, kindly reach out to me and I'll be happy to guide you. So cheers to being part of us, cheers to winning, cheers to traveling the world. Like I said, my vision is to travel to up to 50 countries before my 50th birthday. I've done 6 countries already, so I still have like 44 countries to do, but it's gonna happen. All right, so let's build the structure to be able to achieve that, traveling around the world, making it easy to travel. You can just wake up one morning and go to any country you want to go to. So cheers to a great life. Thank you for being part of this channel. Kindly remember to subscribe, like, and share this post. Somebody needs this information. All right, God bless you.